What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. I am the Poetic Healer, and in today's video, we're going to be reading the poem Testing of Times and the Cycle of Creation. So, we're going to be reading Testing of Times first. All right, let's get to it. Don't allow anything to sway you. You are here to be truly powerful. People will test how mentally strong you are. That is why you have to show them how bright is your star. Power isn't given, it's created from within. The point is to make sure your gifts and talents is constantly seen. Show the world your statement in the historical books. Beauty is represented in many forms and various looks, and that is testing of times. Now it says, don't allow anything to sway you. You are here to be truly powerful. So anything to sway you is talking about anything external. You know what I'm saying? Just like you got a plant and the wind sways that plant from back and forth. Now, of course, there are times to be sway like the wind and mutable like the wind, and there's time that you have to be rugged. You got to be grounded in whatever you're doing. So it's very important that you know how to dance with yourself. You know how to dance with the wave. You know how to dance with the vibration. And the more you can do that, the more things will start to flow in your life because the water is a form of vibration. So the more you can flow through things, the more things will start to flow within you. So it's very important that you know when to utilize both aspects of life, when to be 10 toes down, grounded, and when you have to dance with the universe, dance with yourself. And then it says, yeah, you were here to be truly powerful. So the power comes from within. You have to sway everything outside of you. You have to sway things inside of you. You're controlling the aspects. You know what I mean? You're controlling the direction of things. And the more you're creating that power, that wind turbine, that is what's creating that tornado within you. And that's what you externalize, which is a powerful vibration, a powerful words. That is the tornado that you're creating within you. You know what I'm saying? You're creating a tornado within you. You're creating powerful vibrations that you're externalizing and it's impacting people. That is what it means. And then it says, people will test how mentally strong you are. That is why you got to show them how bright is your star. So in life and in experiences, these things test us. It tests us to see how strong we are. Just like when you go to the gym, you're working out, you're going to test yourself and see, okay, can I withhold this weight? Can I test myself and upgrade myself? You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that you're a strong person. If you live a life that is always easy, then you won't have the ability to know how strong you are and know what you need to work on. Now, of course, it's also important that you're not putting yourself in difficult situations all the time just to prove how strong you are. It's very important that anything that is coming to you is something that you know you can handle. And you will only be given things that you can handle because we're all reaching certain testing stages of our lives. And we're all here to see how powerful we are truly inside and how much we can handle. And the more you can handle more, the more powerful you are. And then it says, that's why you got to show them how bright is your star. It's very important to show them how bright is your star. When you stretch yourself, you see, you look like a star also. You know what I'm saying? You stretch your arm. That's why you see in the snow, you do the earth angel, a star angel, angle. And it's a certain angle, a certain angel going into the atmosphere. So you want to reach the upper atmosphere of your body too. That's why it's very important to act out the characteristics of nature outside of you. So when you see the stars up in the sky, you also have to realize, okay, within your body, where would be up? So here's the top, the very top. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's very important that you have a very star-like mentality. You're seeing yourself as a star. Just like you see within movies and celebrities, they're stars also. But you have the ability to achieve just like they do, just in your own unique way, whatever you love to do, whether it's sewing or a mechanic, you can be a star in that too. You can be a star in dancing. You can be a star in making people laugh. You can be a star in making people cry. You know what I mean? If you're singing opera, opera is a form of emotional vibration, and it's a form of intense vibration. So you can be a star in that also. So we're all coming, stars come in different shapes and sizes. You learn that in astronomy. You have a dwarf star, you have this giant star. So there's different type of stars, just like there's different type of characteristics and different type of people. So you have to find that energy within you. And then it says, power isn't given, it's created from within. The point is to make sure your gifts and talents is constantly seen. So power isn't given, it's created from within. You cannot wait for the external world to validate you. The more you do that, the more you're a slave to that. Okay, you're a slave to other people's perception of who you are as a person. Now it's very important to read the room and know when it's time to act like accordingly. You know what I'm saying? If you know that you're around people that doesn't match your vibration and frequency, then there is no point, and it doesn't matter for you to be around that environment, because it's not gonna be potent. It's not gonna be something that is actually gonna be more conducive to you and everyone around you. It's gonna be a clash. So it's very important that you're aware of your environment and surroundings, and you know when to be what you need to be. And then it says the point is to make sure your gifts and talent is seen, is constantly seen. So you have to always be yourself, no matter who's looking and who isn't. You know what I'm saying? As long as the mind is in that space of how you perceive yourself, it doesn't matter what's happening in the physical world. It's all about within. That is where the true world is. It's all in the mind. So as long as you have that mentality of always seeing yourself as someone great, always seeing yourself as someone that can achieve, no matter what's happening in the physical world, because the physical world is limitation and stagnation, but the internal world is vast. You know what I mean? All the things we see outside of us in terms of thought forms and technology and different expression of art and music and things like that, this all came from within. So it shows that the internal realm, the internal world is more vast, as the external world is just the laws of the internal world is different. And this is what you learn in astrophysics. The internal world is more powerful because you can reach things at a faster rate than the external world. You know what I'm saying? And then it says, show the world your statement in the historical books. Beauty is represented in many forms and various looks. So you got to show the world your statement in the historical books. Historical books is just this record, whatever record that we've been able to amount to of experiences in civilization. It's talking about that. We all have our own statements, from the people you learn about in history in school, in classes and things like that, to the people that are known in their local neighborhood. We all have in our statement in this historical book, or if you want to say her historical book. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that you're making your statement and you're being your true self no matter what. And you're always authentic to who you truly are. And then it says, beauty is represented in many forms and various looks. So beauty comes in all forms and looks. Beauty is at the, how do you say, the beholder of the eye. So it's all about you. How you perceive the world is your beauty. How you see the world is beautiful. You know what I mean? What you might find beautiful might be ugly to somebody else. So that's why it's very important that you're not forcing yourself amongst people that you don't even agree with in the first place. You only be around people that have the same frequency and energy as you, or are willing to learn from you, just like you're willing to learn from them. If you're around these type of people, then things will be more smoother and more will flow more than being around people who have just a one mindset type of way. People with one mindset type of way usually never go far in life anyway, because eventually life will show them that there are always two sides to everything. And you can only go so far with one perception of something. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that you're always looking at both sides of things. And that is when you're truly whole and you're truly complete. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so beauty comes in all forms, various and looks. It's all about finding that beauty within yourself. And once you start finding that beauty within yourself, it will start to come and show within your actual physical representation, because everything is connected, is intertwined. The internal is intertwined with the external. That's why you see with the DNA strand, it's the same things, the internal and external coming together. So yeah, guys, that is the testing of times. Now let's get to the next poem. The next poem is called The Cycle of Creation. All right. All right. The cycle of creation. Forgiveness is a powerful force. Some circumstances requires remorse. A timeline of pain and hurt destroyed when you decide life is to be enjoyed. Imagine a reality where you get to be center stage instead of remaining in a state of anger and rage. Let the energy flow through your inner atmosphere and allow your vision to be precise and crystal clear. Time goes in cycles, not in a forward direction. Therefore, when traveling through your experience, always utilize discretion. And that is the cycle of creation. Now it says forgiveness is a powerful force. Some circumstances requires remorse. So forgiveness is a powerful force. And the reason why I say that is because like in the state, like with the scale of justice or my art, or if you're into astrology, Libra, right? There's two sides to everything, and there's weight to everything. If someone's trying to add more heavy weight to something, right? The more heavier you get, the more lighter someone gets, and they can float into the sky, right? And the more heavier they get, the more lighter you get, and you can float into the sky. Now, if one person is always trying to make you heavy and making themselves light, then you have to realize the mental tactic of what's going on. You're absorbing all their heavy energy, and as you absorbing all their heavy energy, that's allowing them to go up and be higher. And now they can look over you. It's not a balanced situation, it's not a balanced relationship. So the best thing for you to do is to release that forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? And when you forgive, you release all that heavy energy. But that heavy energy has to go somewhere. So when that heavy energy goes back to the sender, whoever had it, what's going to happen is that the balance of the scales is actually going to go back into your favor. And now it's going to bring them down. And the only way they can bring balance to the situation and to that experience and to that relationship is to let go of their heavy emotions and heavy thoughts that they try to project on you. If they're mature enough to let that go, then you can have a balanced relationship. But if they cannot have a mature mentality to let that go, they're always going to stay heavy and always going to stay down. While you get exalt and you get to be up in a higher atmosphere and you get to be more in a higher plateau, experiencing new things. So that's a very, very important thing that you have to know and realize when you're interacting with other people. Use the power or the science that I just gave of the justice or the science of the justice scale. That's what I like to call it. The science of the justice scale. Whenever you're interacting with people, you're using the energy of that seventh house, the Libra. And that's how you can know if things are balanced or things are out of proportion. And that is what you do to people who try to project heavy things on you to make you feel like you have to hold on to their projection while they get exalt. You know what I'm saying? Now we learn things like in psychology and university, things like narcissists and things like that. And that's usually what happens. A narcissist will put heavy emotions and heavy thoughts onto you for no reason. And you might be an empath. You might be someone that is very understanding or overstanding. So you try to understand or understand where they're coming from. But you don't understand or understand what's going on is that they know that. So by them knowing that, they know you're going to absorb it. So they'll give you all of that for you to absorb. And now you get heavy and you stay down while they exalt. The best thing is to let all of that go. Just let it all go. Don't even hold on to resentment. Don't even hold on to it. Not saying that you shouldn't acknowledge what happened to you and you shouldn't be wise. You know what I mean? Like they say, you forgive, you don't forget. So you know how to utilize that discretion for another scenario. But at the same time, you have to always remember this is what's happening. And you always want to remember that you're here to be free. You're here to be expansive. And you cannot be expansive if you're always you're always dense and you're stuck on the ground. So it's very important that you're using that science in whatever experience you're going through. And then it says, a timeline of pain and hurt destroyed when you decide life is to be enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important that you realize that a timeline of pain and hurt can be destroyed when you decide life is to be enjoyed. You finally let those sorrows go, and once you let those sorrows go, you can finally be free. You can finally exalt yourself and jump into something new, a new plateau. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then it says, imagine a reality where you get to be center stage instead of remaining in a state of anger and rage. So, a reality of center stage is just like you being the main star. You know what I'm saying? Just like you see the sun is shining, it's the main star in this solar system, like we learn in astronomy in school in science. You want to be the main star of your solar system. Now, you have a soul, and the way your soul and your system works is different. Some people like let's say for existence, like eating. Some people might like sweet food. That will be their soul and their system, what they like to eat. That's how they like to move. You might like to eat more savory food. So that is how your soul and your system works. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, nature, you got to connect with nature. So you can't just say these things, but you're not really mentally and spiritually connecting with it. You got to do both aspects. You know what I mean? Um, so it's very important that you're doing that. You want to be the main center stage. You want to express your charismatic gifts. You want to shine. You know what I'm saying? You want to be your true self. And then it says, imagine a reality where you get to be center stage instead of remaining in a state of anger and rage. And you cannot shine and be your true self when you're busy dealing with anger and rage. You know what I mean? Because you're busy dealing with those energy. And obviously, anger and rage is not bad itself. There are times for everything. Sometimes you might have to utilize anger and rage in certain circumstances. But you're the wise individual that will know when you need to use that and when you don't need to use that. So it's very important that you're balancing both aspects. You're being free and being your charismatic self, but at the same time, you have those boundaries and those esoteric boundaries and physical boundaries to show people that they cannot cross you without some repercussion. You know what I'm saying? And it's very important that you're creating that esoteric boundary because if you don't, certain people might not know how far or limit to go within your yard or go within your solar system. So it's very important that you're creating that esoteric fence and esoteric boundary so that you're protected spiritually, mentally, and physically. And then it says, let the energy flow through your inner atmosphere and allow your visions to be precise and crystal clear. So when you allow the energy to flow within your inner atmosphere, you're being your true self. That's what it means to allow your energy to flow. If you're not being your true self, you're utilizing someone else's energy to flow within you. And that is not conducive to your energy. So that's when you have things like nervousness and anxiety and things like that. Because the energy you're taking from the outside world within you is not correlating. So it's like frantic. You're frantic internally. Your system doesn't know how to work. It's a system overload. That's what having anxiety is. It's system overload. You know what I mean? Just like you watch in Star Trek, like when the spaceship is overloading. There's no, you know what I mean? They'll say, "Oh, system overload, system overload." So it's the same thing. Your body is like too much energy, and it creates anxiety. That's really what's going on. It's like how you have electricity and it's just going haywire within something, within a technological device. It's the same thing within you. So you have to learn how to balance your energy, let it flow gently, let it flow smoothly. And the best way to do that is by tapping within and knowing what is truly yours and what isn't. And then it says, time goes in cycles, not in a forward direction. Therefore, when traveling through your experience, utilize discretion. Time goes in cycles, not in a forward direction. You know what I'm saying? So time is something that is a cycle, just like you see the clock, it's a cycle. Just like you see this cosmic womb, it's a cycle. Everything's a cycle. Everything goes in circles. Just like you came out of your mother's womb in a circle, like I showed in my previous video, numerology 101. You got 0, 6, 9. 0, the cosmic womb, this universe. 6, the feminine womb, the female, the mother womb. 6th house, Virgin Mary, giving birth to the number 9. You being upstanding, logical man, the mental womb. That's why it's called mental, the mental womb, the man. You know what I'm saying? So it goes cosmic womb, feminine energy, then the masculine energy. Like it says in the Bible, Without void, darkness, then the light. You know what I mean? That's the cycle of existence, and it's always going like that. So it's very important that you know that. And then it says, yeah, time goes in cycles, not in a forward direction. Therefore, when traveling through your experience, utilize discretion. Discretion is your intuition. You're using that inner voice within you. And once you're using discretion, that's when that's when you can create something. You know what I'm saying? You can actually create. So it's very important that you're always listening to yourself first and foremost before you listen to anything outside of you. And everything is a cycle. So what you might have missed in one circumstance, it will come around again and it will give you another chance to fix that situation. So never be down on yourself, never be hard on yourself if you miss a situation because everything comes in cycle. It's just once you're aware of that, now you have to do better. Because once you know better, you got to do better. So once you know there's something, learn how to work with that, learn how to master it, so that you don't have to deal with it over and over again in a cycle form. So yeah, guys, that is the cycle of creation. Hope you guys gained something new from this poem. Remember, always be yourself. Always make sure that you're around people that also want to be themselves and allow you to be yourself. And once you do these things, that's when the magic begins. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you soon.